Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for the week of January 10th. We're going to jump right in here, Gemini, and we are going to do a Celtic cross. And even though it doesn't look like a Celtic cross, and this is going to be part one, there will be a part two of your reading, and that is in the link down below. It's going to be a pinned comment. I'll also have like a card or whatever you call it at the end of the video, so make sure to check out part two. It's free and it's on YouTube. People keep asking, and I keep saying it's like the link to part two, to my part two, is like free extended, and it just goes straight to YouTube. So you can watch part two down below. Imagine that, a reader who does free extendeds, right? But in your first position here, you have the Queen of Cups. You have the King of Cups here as well. You have like a lot of people showing up. It's the first thing that jumps out to me. So for a lot of you, you could be, whenever I notice like multiple court cards, and even like cards like the Empress in a reading, and you also have the Three of Pentacles, like very busy energy. It wouldn't surprise me if there was a lot of socializing going on for you this week, or if you're, if you were just spending time with people who are important to you. Just a side note, just a good thing to do. But you also have the King of Cups here, so there could be like a Knight in Shining Armor because you have the Knight of Cups as well. There definitely could be like love or a strong connection coming in for you. Whenever I have divine counterparts, it doesn't matter what sign you are, doesn't matter what sign they are. To me, this is just saying that there's a person who could be coming in for you who you have a very strong emotional connection with. And this would be someone who's very emotionally stable as well. It definitely could be a water sign, but you also have fire here. Scorpio stands out to me. You have air as well, so it could be any sign coming in for you. But I kind of feel like this is asking you to take care of yourself as well. I feel like it's asking you to heal yourself and all those other things. In your crossing energy, you have the King of Wands. So it wouldn't also surprise me if you are walking away or have already walked away from a fire sign in the recent past. Leo is kind of jumping out to me here, but could be any fire sign that you are walking away from. I'd say it's because you've like found your true power with the Empress showing up next, if it's going to focus. So to me, there's a certain energy of empowerment here. This is showing up as your crossing energy, but I would say it probably doesn't really matter because you have the Empress showing up next, which tells me that you've either outgrown this situation or you're just moving past it in the first place. Again, in the area of your thoughts, you have the Empress. So you are feeling like the Empress. And again, it doesn't matter what gender you are. I feel like you're just feeling abundant. I feel like you're feeling like energy is flowing to you. I feel like you're feeling like you can have a harvest, like you can accomplish your goals. So really nice energy. There's definitely a significant change in the energy. I would say I didn't even really see this in the January 2022 readings. It wasn't until we got into 2022. Literally, it's the third. Today is the third. So literally, it wasn't until like we got into 2022 that I noticed like a significant change in the energy. So something's changing. It looks like for the better. I definitely like to see that. Do I think things will be perfect? No, but I'm cheating because of the astrology. To me, the astrology says that, we're going to be dealing with some of these things for a while. I don't think it's a bad thing or as bad as it sounds. It's a good thing. It's going to lead to positive change. But, I still think there could still be some restriction and things like that going on. Again, I wouldn't worry about it. Not going to last forever. Definitely going to go away. But it's something that, as a collective, we're overcoming, right? But I would say, I feel like in your personal life, there's definitely a lot more abundance coming in for you with this Empress. I also love that the Empress is showing up in your thoughts, because when we think abundant thoughts, when we think about kind, caring, nurturing energy, when we think about things getting better, things get better, plain and simple. In the area of your foundation, you have the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups definitely could be a Knight in Shining Armor, but in the area of your foundation, it could also represent your foundational thoughts. It could represent the things that you are thinking about, the things that you're dreaming about, kind of like where your mind is going. And I do feel for a lot of you that you're just kind of like doing a lot of thinking. It's funny, this is coming up in your foundation, but I also feel it's kind of like connected to your thoughts. Again, not necessarily a bad thing. It could just say that you're kind of in alignment. Sometimes I think when maybe the area of your thoughts, again, is the Empress, then you have the Knight of Cups in the area of your foundation. But it's kind of like saying I feel like your foundation in your thoughts are kind of connected. Again, I feel like this is a good thing because it could say that you're in alignment. Your energy is in alignment. And whenever we're in alignment, we attract things faster. We manifest things quicker. So definitely a very good energy. I do feel like some of you are feeling like you're lacking some resources. He is in the desert, but there's water flowing right in front of him. I always say with the Knight of Cups, he represents being able to plant seeds right in front of you. And if you do that, you will be successful. So it kind of says the Knight of Cups, there is an element of like kind of needing to get going. Next, in the area of the past, you have the Ace of Cups, your emotions overflowing. So I feel for a lot of you, maybe there was a person in your past who did make you happy, but you also have the Death card here. It's a pretty simple reading. I really don't think there's a need to dwell on the past. I would encourage you to not dwell on your past as well. The Sun is coming up on the Death card, and we'll talk about this in a minute. But that's the thing that stands out to me with the Death card here. And it just looks like maybe the love has gone from a situation with a fire sign. I mean, it doesn't matter which way I take this reading. Like going this way, Tower, going this way, Death card, going this way, we end with the King of Swords as well. So it really looks like to me, some of you are getting over a love situation, moving on to something else, which we see right here. In the area of the near future, you have the King of Cups, someone who's emotionally stable, someone who knows what they want, someone who expresses their emotions appropriately as well. So I feel for a lot of you, I wouldn't really say this is necessarily only a love reading, but for a lot of you, this is definitely talking about love. For others, actually for all of you, I would also say there is great depth to this reading. There is a whale in the background here. I'll just show you. There's a whale over on this side right there. It looks like a fish. I understand that, but it's meant to represent a whale. And whales kind of represent great depth, or they represent diving to great depths, exploring the depths as well. And this is something I feel you've done. Even though this is showing up in the near future, I feel like this is something that you have done all of 2021 last year, and now in 2022, I feel like this King of Cups is kind of like saying you explored your emotions, you explored different aspects of yourself in 2021. Now you're going to see the benefits in 2022. So I kind of like that part of the King of Cups. I do feel it is also, I am kind of taking this as, I don't know how to take it. I don't know if I'm taking this as a sign. I feel like that's the word that's popping into my head right now, but I feel like it's saying that you're going to feel more stable in 2022, as in maybe there's less reason to have emotional fluctuations and things like that. This is a good thing. By the way, I feel like this is going to be your emotional state for the rest of the year, is like the King of Cups. Again, that doesn't mean things are perfect. Life is never perfect, right? There's always things that we have to deal with. But for the most part, I feel like emotionally, it's like you're kind of on a high. I feel like you're in control of your emotions, which is a good thing because, again, when we're in control of our emotions, we can attract really good things into our lives. Next in the area of the next few months, you have the Death card, undergoing a major transformation. Number one, the sun is coming up right here between the two pillars that are on the moon. So it kind of can represent coming out of a period of fear, and you're stepping into a new period of sunlight. You're stepping into a period of happiness and enlightenment and good things. But really, there's this child right here. And the child is the only person on this card that is not afraid of the Death Rider. The child is reaching up and giving the Death Rider some flowers, and it kind of represents the fact that like children are not afraid of change. They are not afraid to do something new. They're not afraid to do something different. They're excited by new things. They're excited by new opportunities. So I feel for a lot of you, this card is really just encouraging you to be excited for what is coming. On this card, the king is dead underneath the Death Rider, and it kind of represents just the fact that, number one, nothing is immune to change. Even a king will die. And so I do feel, for whatever reason, I feel like this is a yearly reading. Gemini, this is for next week, or this is for the week of the 10th. But, I really feel in general, this is talking about an energy that you're going to be experiencing all year long. So, just something to pay attention to. But what I would say is that I do feel some of you could be seeing some things that have been established in your life for a very long period of time going away. And there could be fear in that, but I feel like you need to look at it as like more excitement. Like there's something very exciting coming in for you, just like the child on the card would here as well. So there's definitely like a very positive change coming in for you. In the area of your closest relationships, you have the Tower. The sky is falling. Basically, whenever I get the Tower in the area of your closest relationships, to me, it could represent a breakup or something that you're going through. I just feel that people in your life could be saying, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. And it's probably not true. They're just probably not used to the changes that are going on in the world or in your personal life or anything like that. I feel like this is a warning against that type of thinking, like thinking that the sky is falling when you know otherwise. Sometimes I think like our life could be going very well, and then there could be a person who comes in with all these fears or comes in from a place of fear, and they're not doing it to be necessarily a bad person or anything like that, but it's like sometimes our parents do this, and it's like they're trying to protect us, but from what? And I feel like you need to realize that. It's like, what are they trying to protect you from, or are they really trying to protect you, or are they coming from a place of fear? Separating those two things is going to be very important for you. I see, especially with that King of Cups, understanding emotional states is going to be very important for you, because it's like, again, you could have people who are having a lot of fear responses around you, and I feel like this Tower is just kind of like the sky is falling. They're, the boy who cried wolf, like all those things are popping into my head, and I'm not saying these people are lying like the boy who cried wolf, but I would just be careful of that, of hysteria. I would be careful, especially in your personal life. I would be careful of people who are freaking out over things or coming at you from a place of fear, right? Because I think that the Tower to me is saying that's the only thing that could really hold you back at this time. Next, in your future feelings, you have the King of Swords. It's funny because I literally just said to someone else, like, everybody has been getting the King of Swords this year, and I feel like for the most part, people are very matter-of-fact. King of Swords is like my matter-of-fact card. It's like being very cut and dry, making decisions, making choices in life, deciding to do things, whatever. And I feel like that's you. I feel like you're very matter-of-fact. I feel like you're making decisions very clearly from a place of wisdom as well. The King of Swords, he comes from a place of wisdom and knowledge. He understands things, but he's also experienced things as well. So he's not only is he smart, but he's also used his knowledge to gain wisdom through experience. So he's experienced things, and that's kind of how I feel like you're operating at this time. It's like you're using your experiences for future success, which we see right here, your outcome. Amazing. Three of Pentacles. I love the Three of Pentacles as an outcome. Three of Pentacles is a card of quality work. This card, it's meant to represent a good job. Like, he has done a good job growing or building those pentacles. These two people are admiring his work, but there's a lot of symbolism here. This is a water triangle or a fire triangle at the top. There's a water triangle right here at the bottom. The water triangle kind of says like, he's accomplished something great. He's built the Three Pentacles, but the water triangle is like something else. It's like the cherry on top. And so I feel for a lot of you, and I've been feeling this energy for other signs as well. It's like there could be things that you're wanting to accomplish in your life, but there could just be like a little bit extra. There could be like a little cherry on top that would make things a lot better. And I encourage people to go for that cherry on top. I would encourage you, like, if you are building a business, it's like maybe your goal is $1 million a year, and maybe you could go for 10 million. Will you make the 10 million? Maybe not, but maybe you make 5, which is like better than 1, right? So that's what I mean by the cherry on top with this card. Same thing in love. It's like maybe you normally go for just any old bozo off the street, and this is like saying no. Go for that person that you deserve. Go for that person that is just the cherry on top. The person who's just like a little bit better than the rest, right? I feel like it's saying just go for it. This card also reminds us to have fun. She has polka dots on her cloak, and polka dots in the tarot right here, they represent needing to have fun. So I would say whatever you're doing, make sure that the process is fun, enjoyable, all those other things. A pretty straightforward reading. I like it. Definitely could be love coming in for you. We're going to pull an oracle card here. Yeah, you have this grand symphony card. It's like everything is coming together in your life. I don't think it's perfect yet. Like I said, I don't believe in perfect anyway. I wouldn't want my life to be perfect personally. I think people always want to reach a finish line. People always want to think they're going to get married and they're going to be happy. They never are. People think they're going to have $1 billion. They're going to be happy. They never are. And why is that? I think it's because we are creators. We're here to create. It's like if you want $1 billion, that's fine. But make the billion and then go for 10 is what I would say. Get married, but also keep the romance alive. Most people get married and then they stop working on the relationship, right? So, I think that's the challenge of life. It's actually, you really don't need Oprah to tell you this. You don't need Steve Harvey to tell you this, or anyone else, right? Or me. You shouldn't even be listening to me in the first place. But what I would say here, or anyone else, you should be listening to yourself because you know everything, trust me. But what I would say here is that I feel like you should be kind of like continuing the things that you're working on. But I do feel like things are coming together. So again, things aren't going to be perfect, but things are going to be pretty damn close. with that Grand Symphony card. Definitely a really good card for you to get. So this looks amazing, Gemini. I like where it's going. Thank you for being here. There is a part 2 down below. Also, like right here somewhere, I'll have a link to the part 2 video, so you can just go and watch that on YouTube, and like a free extended. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising as well. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.